Today we're going to look at the best, the finest, greatest walls ever in the history of Magic the Gathering. I'm going to start off with the Wall of Nets. Now, the Wall of Nets is a white, one generic wall. Is this a creature? It is a creature. Do you know why? I was a little confused because it sort of acts like an enchantment. Let me explain why. Now, it's a 0/7, but at the end of combat, remove from the game all creatures blocked by the Wall of Nets. Sort of like an Oblivion Ring. And it costs 3 mana. If Wall of Nets leaves play, return to play all under their owner's control. All creatures removed from the game with the Wall of Nets. Not bad, you know, at a 0/7 toughness. It's a big net to cast against a, wide range of creatures. You can soak them all up. You know, you have got Wall of Nets in play. No one's going to stare at you because they know they can't get through the Wall of Nets. They're going to lose their damn creature, this thing. What are they going to do? Use a removal spell on this? Are they going to waste their Pongify, their Swords to Plowshares? There's bigger fish to fry than a Wall of Nets around here. All right, Pacers fan forever. Big excited for this show because we loves walls. Bell with I love walls too. Overgrown Battlement, not gonna lie, probably top 2 wall on today's show. I might be wrong. It's like a mana it's like a mana rock. You know, it's 2 mana. It taps for a green, but guess what? It taps for a green for each creature with Defender you control. And by the way, every single wall that you have in your deck has Defender. So it is almost like a mana rock that actually can scale over time as you put more defenders on the battlefield. I don't know how many defenders you would really put in your deck. You know, that could be it could be a little sketchy if you ask me. But you know what? If you got when in Rome, you add extra mana. And you know what? It's a 0/4, so it can eat a lightning bolt and live to tell a tale. Okay, we've got Pacers fan with the Wall of Blossoms. I want to say this is like the same thing. Oh no, or is that the card draw one? So okay, I said the Overgrown Battlement, top 2 wall. Well, this takes the other side of the slot. Okay, we got the Wall of Blossoms. It's a 2 mana 0/4, but when it enters the battlefield, you get a little coin because you draw a card. So just think of the possibilities. ETB, draw a card. Blink this thing, draw a card. Reanimate this thing, draw a card. Tutor into play, draw a card. In a lot of ways that, you're getting some value here with your Wall of Blossoms. Okay, Abzo with the Fog Bank. Fog Bank, might as well say indestructible as far as I'm concerned. You got it's a 2 mana 0/2. Could have been a 0/1. Not sure what it was afraid of, but I guess it's got a lot of toughness. Defender and flying. Prevent all combat damage that will be dealt to and dealt by Fog Bank. So no matter how big your opponent's creature is, could be even, can it be, yeah, it could be no, if it's Blightsteel Colossus, it's going to trample over. It could be something enormous that doesn't have trample, and that will be no fear. The Fog Bank has no fear for that creature. Absolutely nothing. And also, people don't want to waste their attack on you. Because they're like, well, they're just going to block with a Fog Bank. Fog Banks. Who would win? One giant, what is it? Pathraiser? Yeah, Pathraiser of Ulamog. Can't be blocked except by 3 or more. No, that's a bad example. Okay, forget it. I can't think of. I don't know. I don't know a big creature that doesn't have trample or can't be blocked so easy, or can be singularly blocked. So now, indestructible could be killed by a -1/-1. It's possible. Okay, next up. Let's see. Oh, we got Apocalypse with the Wall of Souls. The only wall you play in EDH, so a wall that you can rely on. It's a 2 mana 0/4 with Defender. Whenever Wall of Souls is dealt combat damage, it deals that much damage to target opponent. You hit me, I hit you back too. So you can come right for me. It's okay. This is like, what is this? It's like the stuffy doll of Magic the Gathering of the walls. It's a stuffy doll of walls. You poke me, I poke you back. Is there sort of a loop that we could create with this thing? Whenever it deals combat damage, whenever it's dealt combat, oh, it has to be combat damage, deals that much damage to target opponent. I can't figure out how to loop this damn thing. I bet it's possible though. Pacers fan forever. Wall of Roots. It big danger, big time. Why do I feel sarcasm? Oh no, this is a good one. Okay, maybe this is actually even better than wall. No, I don't think. This is also a top 2 wall, even though I don't know how many walls I can fit into the top 2. 2 mana for a 0/5, pretty big butt. And it has put a -0/-1 counter of wall of roots at a green. Activate only once each turn. So it's also like, was it Overgrown Battlement? Or no, is it the Battlement? Yeah, it's like Battlement, except you don't tap. So if you don't tap, you can defend. If you can defend, you can block. And if you can block, you can use this creature for other things, like Convoking, for example. So, of course, if you're playing with Court of Calling, it's like having 2 mana. So you tap the thing to pay for the Court of Calling, and also you can add a mana with it at the same time. They do that in Modern. They do that often. Very popular interaction. Fogbank versus Blightsteel Colossus. I don't think Blightsteel Colossus cares very much about the Fogbank, to be honest. I would love to bring up that example, but I believe the Blightsteel has Trample. Raznab, Tinderwall. You know, I was originally going to call this the worst walls in Magic the Gathering, but now I'm like, it might be much more interesting if we looked at it on the positive side. You know, glass half full instead of glass half empty. Because we even have things like Tinderwall here. It's a green 0/3 with Defender. Now sacrifice your Tinderwall, you get double the red mana. So it's almost like a ritual. It's not that much different from Rite of Flame. Also, you can pay a red, sacrifice your Tinderwall to deal 2 damage to target creature. It is blocking, so I attack, and I can maybe finish you off. I don't have power, but you know what? I can spontaneously combust. You'd be afraid of them Tinderwalls. Go up in flames. Okay, we got Spectral Maniac with the Crashing Drawbridge. I wonder how long this show is going to go until, like, there's not really many walls left that we can even call remotely good. Okay, 2 mana 0/4. Tap creatures you control gain haste until end of turn. That's pretty good! That's pretty good. You know, someone in my Discord was like, I really wish Wizards of the Coast would make a 2 mana legendary creature that gave all my other creatures haste. This is basically it. It's just it's not legendary. But you know what? I bet if you could get your play group to let you play Crashing Drawbridge as your commander. Oh, but the problem is then if it's your commander, your entire deck is colorless, for crying out loud. Yeah, so if the, yeah, this is a great way to give all your creatures haste. All right. Get all your walls excited to get into the red zone. I guess it's a bit of an oxymoron type of card. Wall that gives other creatures haste? Oh yeah, that makes a whole lot of sense. Makes as much sense as a rabbit having defender. Yeah, it's like the opposite. I was just thinking of like the hare, the tortoise and the hare. Give the hare defender. Okay, next up, we have a wonderful super chat from John. Thanks so much. The Wall of Blood. Don't get blood on my wall. Oh, I'm sorry, it's too late. It's covered in blood. Okay, this is 3 mana 0/2. Pay 1 life. Wall of Blood gets +1/+1 until end of turn. That is nuts. I mean, I see the combo potential here. Infinite life means infinite power, and with infinite power comes absolute victory. All you have to do is, actually, I don't know. I guess you have to get one of those cards that are like walls can attack. That is so weird in Magic Land. You know, there's just a brick wall and all of a sudden it spontaneously comes alive and decides to attack you. And believe me, I think a wall would do a whole lot more damage than 0 if it had the ability to attack anybody. The wall can just fall over and crush whatever was under it. Did anyone see the first Spider-Man? You saw what happened to the Green Goblin in the end. Even the Green... No, hold on. Was it the Green Goblin? Yeah, it was the Green Goblin. He got crushed by a wall. And the cutscene was really clunky. Because on one side... When one shot, the wall was solid, and the next shot, the wall completely broke up. Okay, next up. Vitor says, hello, love the theme this week. The card I have for you is Pramicon. Sky Rampart. You're a huge fan of the walls, huh? Okay, we got Just Sky colors for a 1/5 wall with flying and defender. As Pramicon Sky Rampart enters the battlefield, choose left or right. I'm glad they give me 2 options. Each player may attack only the nearest opponent in the chosen direction and planeswalkers controlled by that opponent. Hold on, when it enters the battlefield, choose right. Oh, so I'm choosing who gets to attack who? Each player may attack only the nearest opponent in the chosen direction. I see, okay. So I can attack on the right, but they can't attack me back? How absolutely rude is that? Someone staring at the Blightsteel Colossus player.
No! God, please, no!
Like they were, oh no, I can't. Well, I mean, you can defend. You can still block. You're just not allowed to attack them. But sometimes the best mode of defense is to attack. You know, the best, there's some saying, the best defense is a good attack, or the best attack is a good defense. Something to that effect. I live by it. Drago. Ah, walls! My favorite creature type in the game. Nice to catch you, Nikachu. Nice to catch you too as well, Drago. If your walls are your favorite, why don't you throw out a suggestion? Okay, Joel. We got the shield sphere. We shieldin'. Okay, zero mana. All right, my brother would highly approve of this wall. He would say it was free. Put it in your deck at the cost of nothing. It's a 0/6 defender. Whenever the shield sphere blocks, put a -0/-1 counter on it. Because we all know -0 means something, which it actually does not. But whatever. I have nothing to say about this. Yeah, you can block for a little while. Pacers fan forever with the Wall of Denial. Denied. You have been denied safe passage here. The 3 mana 0/8 defender with flying and shroud. So any of your attacks get bounced right off. Come on, bring it. Bring your swords to plowshares. Bring your lightning bolt. Your pyro blast. Your red elemental blast. Your fatal push. None of it works here. Those removal spells have no power here. It has been denied. Wall of Denial, best wall ever. It's fancy. It has, like, let's not forget, it also has flying, which is a bit weird. The flying wall to block everything. But like it has no utility outside of that. I like the overgrown, personally. Okay, I don't know how you guys play your decks. Personally, I prefer the overgrown battlement. I prefer the Wall of Blossoms. I like a little value coming out of my wall. The Wall of Shame. I don't think that's a real Magic card, but I think you know what you're talking about. Yeah, everyone who stream sniped me went on the Wall of Shame. Wall of Shame. Okay, that's my favorite wall. The Wall of Shame. We did Wall of Nets. I think I actually started the show off of that. Meme Bruley with the Weathered Sentinels. This is a 2/5. Ooh, this is a wall with some power. And for 3 mana at that. Defender, Vigilance, Reach, and Trample. That is another oxymoron type of ability. We got Trample, but we don't attack. Weathered Sentinels can attack players who attacked you during their last turn as though it didn't have Defender. Ah, the wall is like, you attacked me. If you think you're hallucinating when you see the walls start moving, I guess you're not when you see the Weathered Sentinels. But that means you made the first move. Whenever Weathered Sentinels attacks, it gets +3/+3 and gains indestructible until end of turn. It's actually a pretty sick wall. So it's not bad. And it has Vigilance. So it's still on blocking duty. This might be one of the better walls out there. One of the best walls I've never heard of until now. Did you do wall or morning? I don't know what you mean by that. Okay, we got Steve Cooper with the Fog Bank. We did Fog Bank, damn it. Did we do Fog Bank? The blocker of all walls. Donate. I think we're going to be donating 3. Fog Bank. Yeah, we did that one, Steve. Oh, you showed up just a little too late. You can't start off like that, Steve. Or I guess you can. It's still pretty early in the show. Okay, we donating 3. We're going to give one to KP256 with the Mindbender Spores. Oh, we got a 3 mana 0/1 wall. It's got flying as well, so I'm gonna block flying. What are these things? This is like some sort of jellyfish squid with eyeballs. It looks like a fruit, sort of, if it wasn't for the squiggly things at the end. Whenever Mindbender Spores blocks any creature, put 4 fungus counters on that creature. During its controller's untap phase, remove a fungus counter from the creature. As long as that creature has any fungus counters on it, it doesn't untap during its controller's untap step. Alright. If you block me, it may not be your last attack, but you're not attacking for like, I don't know, 4 turns. Do you stun counters? No, it's a fungus counter. But we all know there's stun counters. Why did they invent stun counters? The OG was fungus counters. It started here. Did they eradicate the stun counters? No, it's still 4 fungus counters. Fungus counters basically keep things tapped. They'd be sporing. They spore around. Okay, oh, Mail was asking about Wall of Mourning? Okay, hold on. Wall of Mourning. I didn't know that was a card suggestion. Sorry about that. Okay, we have a 2 mana 0/4 wall with Defender. When Wall of Mourning enters the battlefield, exile a card from the top of your library face down for each opponent you have. So that if you play Commander, if you can get a 10-player game, this card would actually be great. That should be a great show. Cards that get better when there's like 10 or more players. Okay, Coven, at the beginning of your end step, if you control 3 or more creatures with different powers, put a card exiled with Wall of Mourning into its owner's hand. Give your end step, you control 3 or more creatures. That sounds like Battle Strike, battle. There's some mechanic. If you attack with like 3 or more creatures, you get something. But here it's like if you at the beginning of your end step, if you control 3 or more creatures with different power, put a card exiled with the Wall of Mourning into its owner's hand. It's not terrible. So you get like you might swipe something from every single player, and I guess you can look at the card. It's like drawing 3 cards. That's not terrible. That's good value. Okay, well, let's look at... Oh, I think there's one more freebie. Kevk, did someone do Wall of Omens? No, actually. Absolutely devastating. The Jace the Mind Sculptor Gideon era. Oh, you were there in that era. I was also in that era. I didn't play Blue-White Control, though. We got the 2 mana 0/4 wall with Defender. Enters the battlefield, it also draws a card. It's the white version of the Wall of Blossoms. Basically cousins. Or maybe... sisters from the same mother, effectively. It's got their mother's genes. Yeah, the other Wall of Blossoms for the Selesnya deck that doesn't have enough Wall of Blossoms in their deck. Okay, we got Maddie here. As a Pauper player, and I know the Pauper players, they like their walls. Sunscape Familiar. I was flabbergasted that a whole archetype is named after this thing. Guess what? This is like a tier 1 deck. Well, I know at least at the time when I was playing Pauper, in Pauper. It's a 2 mana 0/3. Green and blue spells you play cost 1 less to play. And I guess that Anthem type of effect, it's basically, effectively, it's like Sapphire Medallion. That's weird. It's Sapphire Medallion and, what is it, Emerald Medallion all in one? That's crazy. No wonder this card is good, now that I think about it. Pauper still plays this card. Sunscape Familiar. That's probably gonna be the thumbnail. That card is so good. I gotta attract all the Pauper players into this show. Pauper player will see Sunscape Familiar in a thumbnail. Oh! One of us. That's what they're gonna think around here. Okay, next up, we got Kagan with the Mordor Trebuchet. Doesn't look like a wall. All the arts on Magic the Gathering cards don't always match what the card does. Yeah, it's more of a catapult. Okay, so it's a 3 mana 1/4. Whenever you attack with 1 or more goblins and or orcs, create a 2/1 colorless construct artifact creature token with flying named Ballistic Boulder that's tapped and attacking. Sacrifice that token at end of combat. This card is insane. So basically, I attack with 1 goblin, I get a free 2/1 every single turn. I think that's bananas great. Yeah, I don't feel like the card has nothing to do with a wall. It's not like a wall in flavor. I guess it's on defense. Like, that's the point of the card. Maybe it's like defending in flavor. Hence, like, what would be defending and not attacking? Well, I guess a wall is the defense mechanism here. Okay, we got Sledge with the Wall of Stolen Identity. Is that real? Wall of Stolen. This does not sound like a real card. The wall of, if I gave you a list of Magic the Gathering cards, you know, Wall of Blossoms, Wall of the Mordor Trebuchet, the Wall of Stolen Identity, you would just think that this one was a joke or something. Okay, we got a 4-mana 0/0 Shapeshifter Wall. You may have Wall of Stolen Identity enter the battlefield as a copy of any creature on the battlefield, except it's a wall in addition to its other types and has Defender. When you do, tap the copied creature and it doesn't untap during its controller's untap step for as long as you control Wall of Stolen Identity. How easy is it to steal someone's identity in the multiverse? I mean, either you're a clone that could do it perfectly, or like what? Are they gonna find their social insurance number? Are they gonna steal their passport? Like, I don't think they have that stuff. And what does that have to do with the Wall of Stolen Identity? Before we looked at this card, I just imagined a wall with everybody's like information ripped or something from the internet. There are some parts of it, there's some dark places on the internet where you can find a Wall of Stolen Identity. Sledge loves it in the Defender deck. Okay, next up, we're gonna look at Christopher B, the Wall of Fortune. Does that mean it's lucky? This is not a real card. 2-mana 0/4 Defender. You may tap and untap wall you control to have any player re-roll a die that they rolled. That's interesting. I make my own luck by making sure you don't have any. That was a good roll. How about you roll again? Next up, Subject Delta. Not sure if it's been said. And it isn't that great, but for the nostalgia, I always liked the Wall of Frost. Wall of Frost is great. I had that once in a sideboard. Hey, 0/7 for 3 mana. You want to attack into me and get stunned? Be my guest. Great versus aggressive decks. So whenever a Wall of Frost blocks a creature, that creature doesn't untap during its controller's next untap step. Yeah, come at me with your hasty red creatures. Just slow them right down. Slow down! Wall of Frost is that old man that says, you kids slow down around here. I don't want any, like, running around. Alright, it's too fast for me. I will slow you down. Okay, next up, we got Anno Fells Now, the Wall of Diffusion. It has an ability you'll never use. Try me. 2-mana 0/5 Defender. Wall of Diffusion can block creatures with Shadow, as though Wall of Diffusion had Shadow. Interesting. I'll tell you what, in both Modern and Legacy, there is a creature called the Dothy Voidwalker. Perhaps one of the most popular cards in black for Magic the Gathering right now. Because it's a 3/2 with Shadow, so it's basically unblockable, and it's basically a Leyline of the Void that you can like snipe and use one of the cards put into that void. This can block it. Alright, Dothy Voidwalker, you thought you were the king. You thought you were the new true name nemesis around here. Well, guess what? Wall of Diffusion! And with my Wall of Diffusion, I may now block your Dothy Voidwalker. And has 5 toughness, completely outmatching your 3 power. We looked at Tinder Wall. Great wall. Fantastic wall. Beautiful. Oh, Drago Smash came back with a suggestion, the Sunweb. Subweb this is enormous. It's a 5/6 for 4 mana. So what's the catch? And it's got flying. Okay, Sunweb can't block creatures with power 2 or less. Ooh, weird. So, So it's only good at blocking big things. Hopefully at that point of the game, there's only big things to block. It's very threatening though. 5/6, that outmatches a Juzam Djinn. Rafale with Drawbridge. Oh, you're saying the drawbridge was done. Yeah, we did that. We did the drawbridge. So we'll look at a super chat from Kagan. Thank you so much for your super chat, Kagan. The wall of shards. If you're running Arcades, which I don't know who that is, I'm assuming it's a commander. It's a 2-mana 1/8. Now it's got defender and it's got flying, but it's got cumulative upkeep and opponent gains 1 life. What does that mean? If the opponent gains life, they lose that much life? Remember, sometimes too much of a good thing is a bad thing. I can't see what this has. Whenever a creature with Defender enters the battlefield under your control, draw a card. Oh, that's probably the only thing. Each creature with Defender assigns combat damage equal to its toughness. Oh! Toughness? Then the Wall of Shards gonna smack for 8 damage. But are they even allowed to attack? Whenever a creature defender, each creature controlled defender assigns combat damage to its toughness rather than... Oh, and it can attack as though it didn't have defender. Great! This is like an Arcades show, basically. This is, okay, all Arcades commander players, come one, come all. We're gonna show you all the best defenders to put in your Arcades deck. So basically, it's just Arcades and then every other wall that exists. Just like mostly this. Okay, we got Vrankin with Wall of Bone. I think this is a buffing one. 3 mana for 1/4. Oh, it's the regenerating one. Play a black to regenerate your Wall of Bone. Need a good old fresh glass of lemonade. And it gives card draw. Arcades best boy. Arcades. Making walls useful when originally they weren't. That's a pretty cool thing about what they can do with R&D. They'd be like, okay, what card type is like so useless that it needs a buff? And they'd be like, okay, we can design a commander around this. Is there a commander based around like auras? Because auras are still like the worst. The absolute worst card type in the game. I think by default, all auras should have bestow to just give them some playability. Because otherwise they're garbage. Absolute garbage. Lubos, the Dingus Wall. Dingus? That sounds like it was born insulted. Let's name our child Dingus. Yeah, Dingus. I don't think that's called the Dingus Wall. Dingus Wall doesn't exist. All right. We'll move on. Who hasn't got... Okay, Eris, I don't think. High Alert is nice. This is an enchantment, though. Oh, I see. High Alert. You want this for the wall decks. Each creature you control assigns combat damage equal to its toughness and its power. Still talking to you, Arcades players. Okay, we got Shoegazer, the Wall of Ice. Ice it up. Oh, yeah, Wall of Ice. It's ice, but it's green. Yeah, it makes a whole lot of sense. It's a 7 toughness creature, though. 7 toughness. You can block so many creatures in this game with this, like Uro and Kroxa and many other fine 6-power creatures. Yeah! All of them. It can block a lot. Okay, we got KP with the Illusionary Wall. Is it an illusion? If I target it, will it blow up? 5 mana for a 7/4. Cumulative upkeep of, like, 1 blue.
No! God, please, no!
It's got Defender, Flying, and First Strike. Okay, I tell you what. You get infinite mana. You got a good Illusionary Wall. Not very good in the Arcades deck. Actually, bad synergy with Arcades. Imagine putting the Illusionary Wall in your Arcades deck and realize, oh, this is not what I wanted at all. I can only attack based on the 4 toughness of this damn thing. Alright, you heard the music. That means it is time to thank our sponsors, my favorite part of this show. Outside of talking about Magic the Gathering with you, it's thanking my sponsors, FusionGamingOnline.com. Deal of the week this week, save 15% off all Assassin Magic the Gathering singles. I'm not familiar with all the assassins in this game, except I know they usually, when they deal combat damage to you, you die. You're basically dead on the spot. Well, I mean, at least there's some assassin tokens that will do that. 15% off all assassin magic singles. We got Universes Beyond are out, ready for you to buy. And also Bloomborough, as the spoilers come out, pre-order your cards with FusionGamingOnline.com. Why would you want to do that? Well, first off, it supports the channel, and I got a nifty coupon code for all of you. Use coupon code Nikachu at checkout for 5% off all your purchases. We're also going to thank Mana Traders, the premier place to rent Magic cards online. Not only are you renting online, but you are automatically qualified for bigger prizes in their monthly Mana Trader series. And the series rotates between Pioneer, Standard, Legacy, Modern. I think they once had a tournament in Vintage, but the point is, you get more value in that free roll, and it's actually free to enter for anyone that plays, and you get to have the selection of any archetype, any deck you want in all formats. You can support the channel using my Mana Traders link in the description below, or save 10% off your first 2 months using coupon code Nikachu_IEP. And back to our walls. We all love our walls, don't we? Arcades players, where are you? Unite for us all. Kagan with a big super chat. To answer you, I don't know you were answering. There's at least 2 commanders around auras. Oh, Mazzy, True Swarm Paladin, and 3 Dog Galaxy News DJ. Obviously, you can donate this. Thanks so much, Kagan. We're gonna donate 2 of those. That was very Steve Cooperish of you to do that, Kagan. Okay, we got Toilet Duck with the Wall of Caltrops. This is a 2-mana 2/1. It looks like just a regular soldier. And it looks like a soldier. Oh, I guess the Caltrops is what they stepped in. If Wall of Caltrops and 1 or more other walls join to block an attacker, and no other creatures beside walls block that attacker, Wall of Caltrops gains banding ability until end of turn. Ow, 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 ow. Oh, ow, ow. Okay, so it felt a little good, actually, at some point here. It hurts, but then you know what? It feels sort of good. I don't know why it would ever feel good. It's just like horrible, horrible pain. I guess the relief is when you lift your foot off of the spikes. Then it feels good. Oh, it feels good to get my feet off these nails. Oh, we got Eris. Go on, you can shoot. Changeling Outcast as well. Are they? I can't remember what the rule was on that. Changeling Outcast. Are they walls? I think they are. I can't remember. I think they are, but they just aren't, like, they just don't have Defender. Before, all walls had Defender, and now with Changeling, it's like, you could be a wall, but then it just doesn't have Defender. Yes, which is why Defender became a thing. Ah, I see. Aha! Black 1/1 Changeling. Outcast can't block and can't be blocked. Wow, this is like the opposite of what a wall does. The whole point of a wall is to block. Can't block and can't be blocked. This is the best walls in Magic the Gathering. This is literally one of the worst walls in Magic the Gathering. Okay, let's take... we did Wall of Nets. Let's go with Scathurialt with Wall of Hope. And I hope it's a good card. We got a white 0/3 wall. Now, whenever Wall of Hope is dealt damage, you gain that much life. That is excellent, because I always need more life. But yes, please attack me with your 2020. I got my 0/3 blocker right here. I could use a little pick-me-up. This is basically the, well, I wouldn't say... I'm trying to find a comparable thing here. It's like when you hit the Koopa Troopa and it runs into a bunch of Goombas and then you get a life at the end. So basically you're sacrificing this thing, which is the Koopa Troopa, and you're getting yourself an extra life. Michael Ing, a living wall, the art of the baby in the middle. You. That sounds disgusting. Oh, God. Yeah, some of these arts are a little bit morbid. You know, there's some things I didn't really need to know, like the fetus in the middle of this. Yeah, it's literally living. There's just a bunch of weird organic tissue everywhere. And then boom, baby. We have a 4-mana 0/6 wall with Defender. Pay 1, regenerate living wall. Well, you know what? Since you ruined my day with this, I'm going to ruin everyone else's. There are some weird situations where some people are born with like an undeveloped fetus in their body that's just sort of living there for, and like there comes a point where maybe the doctor realizes it because there's actually a health complication to do with them, and they got to surgically remove this. Like it's like a weird twin parasitic fetus. And I guess this is what we're looking at right here, except this is just a random wall of organic tissue. This is what cloning is going to look like deep in the future, by the way. We're just going to be born on a wall. Sledge is like, this is disturbing. Yeah, that's Magic the Gathering for you. Today I unfortunately learned. Yeah, I know. I'm going to look at the analytics in a few days, see how many people collapsed left after this one. Okay, the Alchemist with the Ether Membrane. Moving on. Okay, we have a 3-mana 0/5 wall with Defender and Reach. Whenever Ether Membrane blocks a creature, return that creature to its owner's hand at the end of combat. This could actually backfire in a little way. Someone could be like, you know what? My creature has an ETB. I'm going to attack you because maybe I want you to block with your Ether Membrane. But it is interesting. Yeah, you can bounce them creatures back. It's going to be a cost. Basically kills tokens. So, you know, token comes by. It's the end of them. Some utility to this Ether Membrane. Bell, what do you got for us? When we talk about assassins, Escarpment Fortress. What is an escarpment? Escarpment Fortress is a 5-mana 3/5 wall with Defender and Reach. Now, other creatures you control get +1/+0. That's pretty good. That's an aggressive wall, if you ask me. Now, whenever you attack with 2 or more creatures, draw a card. That is great! So, this thing, not bad on defense. I mean, it's basically coastal piracy in some weird fashion. Plus, it's an anthem at the same time. I like this card a lot. If I were splashing white in my Merfolk deck, I'd probably play this card. Oh my god, Christopher B. Hornet Nest? Is that Defender? Not technically a wall, though. It's an insect, but it does have Defender. Disqualified, but it is insane. Not a wall. You see that? You call that a wall? This is a wall. Okay, next up, let's take a look at Martin K's The Good Wall. Wall of Shadows. Does it have Shadow? It would be funny if there was a Wall of Shadow, because that would actually make it stone cold useless. Okay, but we'll look at this one. It's a 3-mana 0/1. Damage dealt to Wall of Shadows by creatures it blocks is reduced to 0. Now, Wall of Shadows can't be the target spells or effects that can only target walls. What the that can only target walls, so it can be like hit by like lightning bolts? Okay, what is the we don't need the sacred text. We need to read updated Oracle text. Prevent all damage that be dealt to Wall of Shadows by creatures blocking it. Sorry, by creatures it's blocking. Wall of Shadows can't be the targets of spells that target only walls or of abilities that can target only walls. So there was back then, I don't know if walls were such a big deal. I don't think walls hit danger back then, but they did have a lot of cards that were like destroy target wall can't block this turn, and so on and so on. So I guess this was like an anti-wall card, essentially. Next super chat we got from Steve Cooper. Thank you very much. The Wall of Reverence. This could get insane with auras like Light of Promise and Sunbound. All right, we're going to donate times 2 more. Wall of Reverence is a 4-mana 1/6 with Flying and Defender. Now, at the beginning of your end step, you may gain life equal to the total power of target creature you control. Well, okay, if the aura creature is alive. But I do like the life gain. You know, that incremental life gain that you get every single turn? You can't underestimate that life gain. And it's pretty free. End of turn, gain that much life. I have found that life gain is so much more important and critical in EDH than I would have thought. Like, EDH has become so creature-based that anyone who has life gain, I think, is king. Or has a way higher chance of surviving going into the late game. Okay, anyone not got a card yet? I don't know who hasn't got a card. We got Sheelan with a Shifting Wall. We got an X mana wall, so I can pay 1. It comes into play with X +1/+1 counters on it. This card is actually amazing. Now, it's got Defender, but like if you have like 10 or 20 mana, just dump it into this thing. Have a 20/20. Not bad at all. Tinderwall, do you tap left or you tap right? We did Tinderwall. Okay, sandwich. A fresh new sandwich. Wall of Tombstones. 2 mana for a... Oh, it's like a Tarmogoyf. It's a 0/1+ star. At the end of your upkeep, the star below is set to the number of creatures in your graveyard. At the beginning of your upkeep, change Wall of... At my upkeep, change Wall of Tombstone's base toughness to 1, plus the number of creature cards in your graveyard. Okay, so you can get even bigger. Sounds like the game is not going in our direction if the graveyard is full, if you ask me. Welcome to Beachery. Oh, Kano has no card. The Jungle Barrier. Jungle Barrier, the 4 mana. Well, it is in Simic, though. 2/6 plant wall. And when Jungle Barrier enters the battlefield, we draw a card. So this is just like a chunkier version of like Wall of Blossoms. But it is better on defense than Wall of Blossoms, alright? This can block. This can actually kill things in combat. So when you attack, you best be attacking with something bigger than, or something with greater toughness than 2. Okay, next up. We've got Fad with Concealing Curtains. Curtains! Black 0/4 Defender. Oh, we can transform this card. If you pay 3 mana, transform Concealing Curtains, only activate as a sorcery. And with that 3 mana, we get the Revealing Eye. The 3/4 Eye Horror with Menace. When this creature transforms into Revealing Eye, target opponent reveals their hand. You may choose a non-land card from it. If you do, that player discards that card, then draws a card. Oh my god, it's like Grief. We got a 3-power menacing creature on the battlefield. Did I hear Grief? This is Grief at home, basically. When they ban Grief, in both Modern and Legacy, we'll play Concealing Curtains. It doesn't look terrible, either. Eris is like, ugh, that card. You don't like a big eyeball? It's the big eye. Could be the Eye of Sauron, for crying out loud. It's the Eye Horror. Sentient Eyeball. I was about to say it's like Krang, but Krang is more of a brain than an eyeball. Alright, next up, we've got Super Chat from Kagan with the Cathedral Membrane. For the only Phyrexian wall. Oh, is it? Oh, you mean Phyrexian mana? So for Phyrexian and 1 generic, we have a 0/3. When Cathedral Membrane is put into a graveyard from the battlefield during combat, it deals 6 damage to each creature it blocked this combat. So if it's put into the graveyard, so if my thing dies, I'm going to make sure your thing goes down with me. 6 damage, that basically kills anything and everything. Okay, we got next up. I think we did Illusionary Wall. Yeah, we did Illusionary Wall. Don't think we did Roving Keep, though. Okay, Roving Keep. It's 7 mana, 5/7. Also has Defender. Pay 7. It gets +2/+0. That is not a very good rate. And gains Trample until end of turn. Oh, yeah, that can be okay. It can attack this turn as though it didn't have Defender. If we had 7 mana to cast it, we have 7 mana to attack. It was errated as Phyrexian Wall. Oh, was it? Okay. The Phyrexian Wall. Okay, next, big super chat. We got the Quadratical. Thank you very much for your super chat. I had a modern deck centered around Defender cards that was fun for casual play. So here's a few. The Axebane Guardian. We've got the Wall Expert here in chat. Axebane Guardian with the 3-mana 0/3 Defender. Tap, add X mana, any combination of colors to your mana pool, where X is the number of creatures with Defender you control. It's like, is it the Overgrown Battlements card? Yes, Overgrown Battlements is the one that, like, chains mana based on how much Defender. But you want multiple, any X mana in any combination of colors. It's like a mana fixer. You probably had a 5-color wall deck. Next one was Perimeter Captain. The Captain. Maybe it was just easier. Oh, here we go. Perimeter Captain. This way. The white 0/4 Defender. Whenever a creature you control with Defender blocks, you gain 2 life. So if you attack me, you're only really doing me a favor. Okay, and the Stalwart Shield Bearers. Stalwart. Okay. Shield. Stalwart Shield Bearers. 2 mana 0/3 Defender. Other creatures you control with Defender get +0/+2. Now, what is important about that is that it will buff up your walls for when you attack with Arcades, if that is your commander. Which it wasn't in your modern deck, but I'm sure you did something. Oh, wait, these aren't walls? Oh, wait a minute. I think you're right. Okay, hold on. This one's disqualified. What was the last one? This one's also disqualified. So this is what happens when you pay me money. I don't... These aren't technically walls, though. Okay, they're all disqualified. Yeah, they're functionally they act like walls, but not actually. Should I count? Well, okay, you paid me $10, so it's gonna count for the show. If you super chat, I'll let you break the rules. Okay, James is like, Nikachu, where's my blue Affine God? Hot stream, hold on. Affine? Hot tub stream when? Hot tub streams don't exist on YouTube. Where do you think this is? Twitch? Twitch.tv? Is there any defenders here? What is the Affine? You mean Raffine? None of the cards I see here are a wall. Subject else is like capitalism. That's right. You pay to get non-walls on here. There's always a price to break the rules. My show is a great example of it. Oh, the Agent of Raffine? Is that what it was? Agent of Raffine. Is that agent a wall? It's a human rogue. Okay, what? 2 mana tap, choose target opponent, conjure a duplicate of that top card of their library into your hand. It perpetually gains, you may spend mana, then blah blah. This has nothing to do with walls. This has nothing to do with anything. Okay, Michael Ing with the Wall of Lightning. Will it deal 3 damage to things? Can I spell this? Right? Light wall. Oh, wall. Oh, sorry. It wasn't wall of. It was wall lightning. This doesn't exist either. Like, are these just random comments? Does anyone have any cards? Okay, Toilet Duck looks like they have a card. Wall of Opposition. Old pre-read text looks like AI-generated word salad with neither can attack nor the defender keyword. Oh, let's take a look at this. Let's read the ancient scripture. It is a 5-mana 0/6 wall. Pay 1, generic, colon, +1/+0 until end of turn. Like so many obstacles in life, the wall of oppression is but an illusion held fast by the focus and belief of the one who creates it. So what, this can attack? I don't think this thing can attack. Defender, pay 1, wall of opposition gets +1/+0. That's it. Could never attack. Never said anything. Back then, it was just assumed that if it was a wall, you're just not allowed to attack around here. Nikachu just introduced the paywall. Ooh, we have a lot of stuff that's paywalled on this show. I love the paywall. You sure you had the right card Whatever, it's a wall that can get buffed. Okay, we got super chats. Brandon Hall with the wall of stolen identity. We definitely did that one. We're going to donate that one to Argent with the wall of tears. The wall is crying. You have greatly disappointed the wall. Okay, we have a 2-man. The wall is disappointed in you. The 2-mana 0/4. If Wall of Tears blocks any creatures, return each of those creatures to their owner's hand at end of combat. That's right. You go back into the corner and you think of what you've done. That's what happens when you block the damn thing. Okay, next we've got. We did Wall of Denial. Let's see, did we do Tidal Wave, Christopher B? Tidal Wave. Was that a wall? Instant. Create a 5/5 blue wall creature token with Defender. Sacrifice it at the beginning of the next end step. You know what? I didn't say walls had to be creatures in this show. I'll accept that one. It makes walls. And it's big! It's basically put a 5/5 onto the battlefield. That, like, they're not going to see that coming. I thought you were going to put a piece of removal. I thought you were going to remove my creature. Oh, instead you put a 5/5 wall that's all of a sudden blocking me. Wall lightning isn't a thing. Wall of text isn't a thing. What are the unglued people even doing with their lives? Are those unglued cards? Spleggy with the Wall of Wonder. This sounds like an Aladdin card. The Cave of Wonders, well, meet the Wall of Wonders. It's a 4-mana 1/5. 4 mana. Wall of Wonders gets +4/-4 until end of turn. And may attack as this turn as though it weren't a wall. That's not bad! It's like 4 mana for a blocker, and then when you're ready, you pay 4 and you just get into the red zone for 5 damage. Okay, next up, we got Kagan. Does Primal Clay count? Since it can be a wall? What the hell was it before? Okay, so it's a 4-mana star. As Primal Clay enters the battlefield, it becomes your choice of a 3/3 artifact, a 2/2 artifact creature with flying, or a 1/6 wall artifact creature with defender in addition to its other types. I'm gonna count it. A very versatile wall. Very versatile. Could be anything. It can't be a boat, though, because they didn't specify a boat. It only could be one of 3 things. Okay, who has not... Did we do Wall of Fortune? Yeah, we did Wall of Fortune. This is not a real card. Do we have anything else? Epic Nate. The Crashing Drawbridge. Oh, we did that one too. Alex. Stinging Barrier. Okay, who hasn't got 2 cards yet? 2 cards. We have a 4-mana 0/4, pay a blue, tap, Stinging Bear deals 1 damage to our creature or player. We got Tim. We got Tim the Wall. Effectively. This has got to be an unglued card. That is the best wall, though. Is unglued? It is unglued. Is it legal? It's legal. No, it's not legal. It's banned in Legacy. Hold on, let's look at this card. What the hell is going on here? It's banned in Pauper, banned in Legacy, banned in Vintage. Does it have tickets or something? And it's legal in Commander and Oathbreaker. Okay, oh yeah, it's one of those messy ticket cards. Defender, pay a blue, tap. You get a ticket. That's how it's busted. It's broken. That's how good it is. It's broken! Stickers are broken. Pay 5 mana, tap. You may put a sticker on a non-land permanent you own. Activate only as a sorcery. Have you ever tried to submit a deck list online that involves stickers? It's not possible. I would know. I'm a competitive player. I'm not going to say I did it myself, but I talked to other people who had a sticker deck and they said it was impossible. It's very awkward for tournaments that say only submit your list online. I still don't understand. Me neither. So the greatest thing about them getting banned was like, oh, I never had to learn this in the first place. All right, we got next. James, like, Nikachu, I fell asleep to your stream. Love you, bud. No problem. You know what? There's a lot of podcasts that I listen to. I just like to fall asleep. I listen to it for like 15 minutes, then I go to sleep, and I wake up still listening to the podcast. It's probably like a few shows down, though. My 15% that watched to the end of the show, I know you're sleeping to my show, and you know what? I support you. Okay, we're going to donate that one to Drago with the Wall of Glare. I don't think we've done that one. 2 mana 0/5. Wall of Glare may block any number of creatures each combat. Not bad. It's like the 100-handed one, but better. See, 100-handed one can only block 99 more creatures. Wall of Glare blocks infinite number of creatures. Absolutely superior version of 100-handed one. Was not even a contest. My brain is like, are stickers a cross-game counters thing? Oh, you don't need to know. I didn't need to know. Look, if I didn't need to know how stickers work, you guys don't need to know. Although, I guess it's still legal in Commander, so I guess you still need to know. We did Sunscape Familiar. Eris with the overachieving wall? Is this real? Overachiever? March of the Machine's front cards. Overachiever wall. Hold on. The hell is that? Copy. I just want overachiever wall. Well, whatever. This is all that showed up. I have no idea what this is in reference to. Oh, you're calling the Wall of Glare overachiever. How did this come up? Where did this come from? This was a complete accident. March of the Machine's Jumpstart front cards, whatever that means. Okay. We got Otaku King, the Ether Membrane. I remember when first starting, I think we did the Ether Membrane. Yeah, we did this one. We're running low. We're running really low on cards now. Ooh, we got maybe the Great Wall. Don't know if we've done Great Walls. I assume we have the Mighty Great Wall. No, we have not, actually. All right, the 3-mana enchantment. Oh, it's an enchantment. Creatures with Planeswalk may be blocked as if they did not have this ability. It's called a wall, but not technically a wall. This is definitely like a flavor fail type of card. My first account. Wall of Corpses. You see, Wall of Corpses should have been that one where it gets its toughness got +1 for each creature in the graveyard. That would have been a much more that would have been a flavor win. Okay, we have a 2-mana 0/2, pay a black, sacrifice Wall of Corpses to destroy. We're going to destroy. Target creature blocked by Wall of Corpses. So you want to attack? I will block, and I will destroy. By the way, I can destroy before we deal damage. So I mean, if you come attack me with your Blightsteel Colossus, is it Blightsteel indestructible? This might not work. I keep forgetting what Blightsteel. It is indestructible. This is not a good example. If you come at me with a big trampling dinosaur and I block with Wall of Corpses, I can, before damage, sacrifice and pay a black my Wall of Corpses to destroy your trampling creature. And then it just dies on the spot. You get to deal no damage. Take that nifty trick to the bank. Kana wants Electrostatic Field. I scaled the paywall. You are the paywall. You are the only attack into the paywall. Electrostatic Field. Oh, I've died to this card before. All I remember is it was embarrassing. It's a 2-mana 0/4 with Defender. Now, if you cast an instant or sorcery spell, Electrostatic Field deals 1 damage to each opponent. I think it was in Pauper. Is it a Pauper card? No, it's not legal in Pauper. Okay, I want to say I died to something similar to this. Like some wall that was pinging me. Maybe it was in Modern. And it was just super, super, super embarrassing. I don't even know how I lost. But anyway, it happened. Ryan is like, did you do Tuck Tuck? Rubble Ford. Tuck Tuck! Ooh, it is a wall. 3-mana 0/3, Defender Reach. Creatures you control have haste. Oh, they're going to get really excited to get in that red zone. You can't have too many walls because you don't make a whole lot of use out of them, that's for sure. It's like, oh, my creatures have haste, and I draw a wall. I guess you can tap it immediately to deal damage or something. You lost to burn. Yeah, basically. I lost it. Like, hey, this thing, it was like a burnish deck. It was like electrostatic fields. It was blocking my creatures. It was, whenever you cast an instant, yeah, it was dealing an extra damage to me every single time they played a burn spell. Look, that doesn't sound dangerous to commander players with 40 life. But when you have 20 life, all right, it goes down quickly. You know, it's not around there forever. Okay, Christopher B really wants wall mulch. 2 mana for a 0/4 defender. Oh, you sacrifice it to draw a card. That's terrible. It's like a strictly worse version of the Wall of Blossoms. It's the same thing, but I have to sacrifice the wall to get the value. It's basically a really expensive cycler. It's like I cycled a Triome here. Spent 2 mana up front, spent 1 mana on back. Alright, next up. Oh, we have a super chat. Bell, thank you very much for your wonderful super chat. Portcullis Vine. Simple and useful. So it's a 1 mana 0/3. Pay 2, tap, sacrifice a creature with defender, draw a card. Okay, now I like that better. See, we're not sacrificing itself like we did with the Wall of Mulch. So this one can sacrifice other things. So as we play our defenders, and late on in the game they're just stone cold useless, we can crack them for value. And crack even more walls for value, even if we draw them. I like that. I like this wall a lot. Oh, we did Tinder wall, Jay Jones. Jay Jones, I gotta apologize to you. You know, there was one day you gave a suggestion, and I shut you down. I looked back on the tape. You actually didn't have a suggestion. You just had a random comment, but I thought it was your suggestion. Sorry about that. I had a public apology in the comments section on that video. I like pinned it to the top. So sorry about that. So we're gonna give you something, Jay. Now it's really late in the show. I mean, you're showing up at the 1 hour mark. So start spitting things, and the show's gonna end when Jay Jones finds a wall that we haven't suggested yet. Essentially. Kagan, you know it's easy? Just swipe something from Christopher B. Christopher B knows all the walls that haven't been mentioned yet. Okay, Kagan, the art has Amaranthin wall in the middle of nowhere. The hell does that mean? Amaranthin wall. I don't even know what I'm looking at. Okay, so it's a 4 mana 0/6. It is like a wall of stone. Okay, pay 2. Amaranthin wall gains indestructible until end of turn. Well, hey, if you need indestructible, I mean, this is the card to do it, I guess. Like, you know, it's basically a 4 mana indestructible creature. Now, you gotta pay 2 more mana every single time, but it's like, I mean, that's just how it is. It's funny, Era says, Jay Jones, be quiet for 4 hours, let's see what happens. Yeah, that'd be funny, that Jay Jones just holds up the whole show. You know what, I don't have to suggest anything. We'll just dig deep into like all the most useless walls of Magic the Gathering. Yeah, 4 mana vomit. The Amaranth wall, I thought you said this wasn't Yeah, here's the hot tub stream wall right here. Maybe it's in the hot tub as we speak. What's with the SNES, Yoshi's Island music and sound effects? We love them around here. That's what we like. We love our sound effects. I need more sound effects. I always have to like go through the super chat sound effects like 2 or 3 times. I need to like quadruple the number of sound effects that I have because you guys super chat more than I have sound effects. Okay, we did Fog Bank. I don't know if we did Cemetery Gate. Okay, I have to be more specific. Ooh, protection from black. So, that's weird. So it keeps the ghouls out or something. 3 mana 0/5. Also protection from gold color creatures that also have the color identity of black. So, yeah, black color identity. That's actually pretty versatile and useful. The pro color walls. Not completely useless. Wall of stolen identity, and it's okay. You gotta go through a lot of comments. It's easy to get mixed up. We did that one as well. I was so confused. The wall of stone. You gotta spit another one. Another one. We did another one, Jay Jones. Okay, next we got... Who hasn't done it? The shield sphere. Oh, wall of junk. I know we haven't. Wall of junk. Did we do shield sphere? I think we did shield sphere. We definitely didn't wall of junk. 2 mana 0/7 defender. When wall of junk blocks, return it to its owner's hand at end of combat. This actually sucks. I would say this is not one of the best possible walls in Magic the Gathering. This is the opposite. If it returned their creature, we can get behind that. But I got to return my own creature. Even for 2 mana. So we about to go through 160 walls. We've done that a few times on this show. Okay, Steve Cooper, wall of mulch, sacks any wall / donate. Did we do what? I thought we just did wall of mulch. Or maybe we didn't do this one. Maybe we did something similar that was 3 mana. I don't think we did Wall of Mulch. Yeah, pay green, sack a wall, draw a card. And you also don't tap this card either. Oh, this card's an absolute banger. This is like one of the... This is another top 2. Okay, this is a top 2 wall in a wall deck. If you need walls. Alright. Wall of Junk is useless until it swings at you for 7. Ah, I forgot about that. You know what? Maybe it's better than I think. Yeah, the Wall of Junk. So you don't have, it's like it's a 2 mana Archailes. That's the commander? Arcades card. Engaging placeholder. I made a custom planeswalker that had to do with walls. I look forward to super chatting about it in the next custom stream. All right, that will go pair well with this show. We did the, I don't know if I think we did Wall of Blood. Yeah, we did Wall of Blood. So good in my life swap EDH deck. Ah, so you drain all your life to buff your wall, attack someone, and swap with someone else's life? No, you buff it up first, swap someone's life, then attack them. I see your plan. I see your ploys around here. Nikachu realized the mistake the second time, but didn't realize. So what, did we do Wall of Mulch or something? I don't know what you guys are talking about here. He redeems his comprehension, but doesn't make the connection. I guess I have to look at the replay. Okay, we did Wall of Frost. Wall of Kelp. Christopher B knows every card in existence. Blue. You have to. You basically to like chop off Christopher B's power. You basically have to give. The title of the stream has to be something that you can't look up on Scryfall at all. Okay, it's a blue 0/3 with Defender. Blue tap. Put a 0/1 blue plant wall creature token with Defender named Kelp into play. This card's actually great. Multiplies. We're gonna make the wall army. This is the wall that's gonna build the wall. The Wall of Kelp builds itself around here. They said the wall wouldn't build itself. Well, the Wall of Kelp says otherwise. Oh, we got Kagan with the Drift of the Dead. Would be good in snow. It's a drift. This reminds me of... Which movie is it? The Thing. It's like the snow and there's a bunch of skeletons in it. 4 mana for a star wall, Defender. Drift of the Dead's power and toughness are each equal to number of snow lands you control. Because you gotta think, like, if someone died in the Arctic frost, their body would be preserved. In some sense. Like, it just freezes. It wouldn't, I don't think it would be a skeleton. So basically, someone had to have eaten the flesh off the bones and then left them there, like a Tarmogoyf. Okay, to cut me off, you have to employ me. Unless I have quiet patches this time of day in the future, I'll be too busy to show up after day. Oh, really? So you basically, I have quiet patches this time of the day in the future. I'll be too busy. I don't know what that means, but if you're not gonna be able to make it to the show, I'm gonna miss you, Christopher B. We're gonna have to see you in the comment section. To employ Christopher B. They would be mummified in some sense, yes. Okay, Ketchup. Pramicon. Pramicon Sky Rampart. Oh, we did this one already. Is there anything we haven't done? Gibbering Barricade. Another one for sack draw. Another one! 3 mana, 2/4. It's even bigger than the other ones with Defender. Pay 3, sacrifice a creature. You gain 1 life and you draw a card. Look at all that value. The Gibbering Barricade. Incredibly good. Floodgate. Can't remember this. Isn't this like a joke card? It's like a 4 mana 0/5. When Floodgate has flying, sacrifice it. When it leaves the battlefield, it deals damage to each non-blue creature without flying equal to half the number of islands you control rounded down. I have a feeling this is a terrible, terrible card. This is basically like, why would it ever have flying? Are you giving it what? Are you putting Wonder in your graveyard or something? Ooh, Weathered Sentinels. I don't think we did Weathered Sentinels. Oh, we did Weathered Sentinels. Damn it. Toilet Duck with Shimmering Barrier. If some of you are making mentions, I think I might have done those already. Hence why I'm not doing any suggestions of them. Okay, 2 mana, 1/3, first strike. Oh, it's got cycling. All right. You know, late in the game, you gotta cycle. Gotta do some stuff around here. So early game. Okay, Danny on the fly. Wall of Vapor. Four mana 0/1. Damage dealt to Wall of Vapor by creatures it blocks is reduced to 0. Not bad! So it's like it's indestructible. Yeah, so basically, like, no creature can get through this thing. Stop! In the name of the law. I fear nothing, says the Wall of Vapor. Because I block all. All right. Thank you so much for joining me today. That was a pretty great show, actually. The best wall, the finest, the greatest of all walls possible. So as usual, if you want to be part of the show, you got to be here weekdays, 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. Thank you so much, everyone, for supporting the channel. If you're a patron on Patreon, a member on YouTube, or you super chat to be part of the show, or you super chat so other people can be part of the show. And thanks so much for being here, everyone. Thanks so much to Catch Up J Jones, Matt Klosky, we got Eris, we got Aggro Creepers, Drago Smash, Steve Cooper, Kano. Huge shout out to Christopher B as usual. Christopher B, one of the greatest features of Coffee and MTG. Michael Ing. Who else do we have? Engaging Placeholder, Bell. Thanks so much for being here, because without people like you, Michael, Dimitri, Rest and Serpentine, there would be no show. So, as usual, my coffee crew, keep bringing up them coffees, and we're going to keep bringing up the magic. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you at the next cup.